Coming up in this captain's vlog, I pick my nose in public for 15 seconds.
Oh, that feels like 15 seconds to me.
I summon the fire gods to heat up some soup, and I clearly explain what you're gonna see. On this episode of my captain's vlog, we're taking a road trip. Right, so I just woke up and I don't think you probably can hear it, but there's this vibration noise. If you can hear that, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I've now found the source. It's the topping lift. I don't know if you can see, I've undone some of it up there, but the topping lift vibrates, and it vibrates through the boom and all the way to the mast, and then you can hear it. Not so bad right now, but normally you can hear it like in the middle of the night. You can hear the whole boat like vibrating a little bit. And this right there, hear that? That's the cause of the vibration. So the vibration's going through, coming down the topping lift, through the boom, into the mast, into the boat, and you can hear it. So I'm going to try to fix that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove that that pulley, pinch it off, and you can hear it stopping. And it stops for a while, then comes back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove that pulley, that block right there, and run the topping line through that eyelet and see if that solves the problem. Okay, so that took care of the problem. There's the solution. Just remove the block, run it through that eyelet, come down, and now the vibration is gone. So it was that the spacing of that little block that made it vibrate. But maybe somebody could tell me the point of a topping lift. I mean, I know it's there to hold up the boom, but why does it need to be adjustable? You know what I mean? Like, once you have the sail up, the topping lift goes slack because the sail is actually holding up the boom. And when you have the sail down, you need something to hold up the boom, which is the topping lift. But I don't understand why you would need to adjust the topping lift while you're sailing. Like, I can't foresee a situation where I would have to ease up the topping lift. And maybe somebody who has some more nautical knowledge can explain that one to me, because I'm stuck. So I'm dusting off the drone here. I'm about to go on a road trip, so I want to take it with me. And I got the controller set up here. No camera view. RC not connected to Mo. I can start it up. I don't know if you can see that. And I can stop it. But I don't want to take off because I don't have any visuals and I can't record. Okay, I think I found the problem. It's a crappy connection on this old phone that I use for the monitor. When I was wiggling it around, it was working. So I'm going to try and corrosion exit. Let's see what happens. That is what you're supposed to see. So let's see if it works. Go fly. Boom. Let's see if it records. Takeoff permitted, it says. All right, let's see if it'll fly. Okay, just prepping for my road trip here. I'm going to take my camera case with all my camera goodies in it. Maybe I'll get some good nature shots along the way. This is the case that I use when I'm working on a project or for a client. I basically take this case. It's got everything I need. It's got my camera, decent lens on it. It's the Sony A7, the older version, but I've had it for years and it keeps working great, so I haven't replaced it yet. Pair of sticks that are useful sometimes, but not all the time in the middle there. Down here I've got the little mini Mavic drone with its own monitor and a controller. And then over here I have some lavalier mics in case I want to do an interview, another microphone with some little eyeballs on it, and batteries and all that jazz in here. So that's my camera case, and I will be taking that one with me. Okay, so here we are in the Rite Aid parking lot, and I probably should explain what the hell we're doing here. On this episode of my captain's vlog, we're taking a road trip, and the first step of this road trip is I'll explain the path later, but the first step is to get a COVID test, because I need a COVID test, or a negative COVID test, to get across the border to Canada, which is where I'm going. So that's what we're doing right now, getting a COVID test. It's a drive-through COVID test. So like I was saying, this is a drive-through COVID testing facility, and this is all highly timed out to get me to the border within 72 hours, and hopefully they can get me the results within 72 hours, because that's what you need to get across the border. All right, so I get to stick this up my nose and twizzle around for 15 seconds. That feels like 15 seconds to me. All right, thank you. Put some special love on it for me. I gotta trying to get across the border to Canada. It's been a while. Thank you. Okay, COVID test is done. Like the lady was saying, I'm not guaranteed to get the results back within 72 hours. They only guarantee 4 days. So this is all a big crapshoot. I could get all the way to the border and not get the results in time, or I could get all the way to the border and get a negative test, or rather a positive test. If I have COVID, then I can't go across the border. So this whole trip could get turned around at the last minute anyway. But I'm desperately trying to get up to Canada, visit some family, and this was the moment. So there you go. Take a look at them gas prices. What a great time to take a road trip. It's now or never. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little map video here for you, so to kind of give you an idea of where I'm going today. Currently I'm right in Ukiah. The wind, if you're interested, is blowing in from this direction. All right, anyway, so I'm in Ukiah. I'm gonna head north on the 101 all the way up here through Willits, Laytonville, Leggett, Percy. I'm still on the 101 going north in Northern California all the way up here to Myers Flat and Fortuna, and then I come back out onto where the ocean is in Eureka and keep moving up. The 101 becomes basically the one, and I'm going all the way past Klamath, blah blah blah. We're going all the way here to Brookings, Harris Beach area in Oregon. It's going to take about almost 5 hours, and we're hopefully going to spend the night here at Harris Beach State Park. That's the plan. So I'm about 100 miles since my last little update, and making good progress. A little backstory on what I've been doing for the last week. Certainly hasn't been sailing projects. It's been getting the car ready for the trip, just getting ready for the trip. Kind of a last minute trip. I was trying to get up to Canada for Christmas. It is now, was it March 20th? Long story short, I didn't get up there over Christmas because of COVID regulations and a passport situation, all of which have been worked out, and so I've been just trying to get up there. I haven't seen my family, my sister and her children and her husband, in over 2 years because of COVID and everything, so now was the time. The reason I'm doing this vlog, it's not really about sailing, but I kind of feel like the whole goal of the vlog and getting the boat sailable and ready to go on adventures, you know, I'll be making videos about all the places I visit and all the little side trips I have. So this is kind of a practice run on the video vlog on a slightly different adventure than a sailing adventure. I'd love to have sailed up to Vancouver. I looked into it, but apparently it's not very easy. They say it's easier to sail to Hawaii first and then back over to Canada. So one day I'll do that, but not this time around. So I'm now in the town of Eureka, and you know, keeping with the nautical theme, I thought I would stop off at all the major places that I could potentially stop in my boat. So now we're going down to the marina in Eureka. And there it is. There's the marina. The wind was really blowing in Eureka from the north, another reason this trip on the boat would have been impossible. There was some first responder training happening on the dock and some smaller boats tacking back and forth in the background. Eureka looked great. I'd love to return. My favorite was this epic trimaran catch. Next up was Trinidad. Not much shelter from the weather here. Then I stopped in Crescent City. Lots of seals in Crescent City, and the smell was horrific. Here's a placard with some more info about seals. I finally reached Harris Beach, Oregon as the sun was going down, so the first thing I did was get a few shots while the getting was good. I easily found an open campsite, though this was midweek and it would probably be much harder on the weekend. After giving the site a quick once-over, I set about setting up my tent. I wanted to highlight this little tent because I realized that it is one of my oldest pieces of functioning gear. I've had this tent for over 25 years. I've taken it to Spain, Greece, France, England, Mexico, Brazil, and Canada, and it still works great. After setting up the tent and sleeping arrangements, it was time to make dinner. This little stove I've had for almost as long as the tent, and it can be a little tricky to get started. First, you pump it up a little bit, and you want to get a little fuel in this little reservoir. You light that fuel on fire, and that heats up this tube that goes across the burner. But sometimes you can get too much fuel into that little reservoir and you have to tip it out. It can be a little tricky to get going, but once this thing goes, it's really efficient. On the menu was a tin of soup with another tin of corn to make it more filling, and an anchor beer. Okay, it is the next day and it's time for announcements. Announcements. What a horrible way to die, what a horrible way to die, what a horrible way to start the day, what a horrible way to die with announcements. Right. So here I am in Coos Bay, Oregon. I got up this morning at like 4 o'clock because I went to bed at 8:30, and I just decided to get up and get moving. So I've already driven about 100 miles this morning. It is now 8:10. I've got my cup of coffee from Mickey D's, and I'm gonna hit the road again. Those are the announcements. All right, so that is the wrong part of the world. Okay, here's America, and here's where I'm at right now. Coos Bay is down here, Coos Bay, Oregon. So I'm gonna head north. Google really wants me to go back east and head over to the 5 and go up through Eugene and, you know, Portland and all that other jazz, but I'm gonna stay over here on the coastline and go all the way up, maybe get some nice footage along the way through Waldport and Lincoln City, Pacific City, Tillamook, Roadway Beach, Cannon Beach, Seaside, Warrington, and then there's Astoria right there, and go across this big bridge in Astoria. And the goal is to get all the way up here to northern Washington, where there's a park called Miller Peninsula State Park. And I will camp there tonight, and then tomorrow morning take a ferry across there and shoot up the rest of the way to the border, which is right there. So that's the plan. Trying to avoid the 5 as much as I can. It does say that it's going to take over an hour, an extra hour to go this way than it would through these cities, but I gotta say, I think that's a lie, because there's always traffic in Eugene, there's always traffic in Portland, you know, so I'm gonna go along the coastline. Should be pretty. It's a little rainy today, but never mind. Okay, so I'm in Coos Bay, which is potentially another spot that you could stop off on the way up here if you were sailing this way. But it's kind of rainy and gray and gross, and I don't really want to stop. It's really early in the morning. I just got started. So I thought I would just give you an update driving through Coos Bay. It's a cool little town. I guess logging was their thing. But anyway, I got a question for the general audience. California, the gas prices were $1 more than right here in Oregon. As soon as you got across the border, $1 cheaper. And they pump it for you here in Oregon. So all you got to do is sit there. So not only is it cheaper, but you get a better experience here in Oregon than you do in California. And my question is, what the f, California? What is going on? Why is it so much more expensive, like literally just across the state line? Get it? About to go over Big Bridge, Coos Bay. I wanted to film a lot more today. Day 2 of my sail north. But the weather gods have not been smiling on me today. It's been wet, pouring with rain, a lot of traffic, driving slow. So I may amend my plans here a little bit. I was going to go all the way up to the top of Washington State. I may stop, I don't know, an hour south of there, maybe 2 hours south of there, because I got to set up a tent in the pouring rain, and I don't want to do that in the dark. And yeah, I figured out why California gas prices are so much higher than here in Oregon, and I'm convinced it's because the weather sucks here. You got to pay $1 extra for gas if you want to play in the sunshine. We are now in Astoria. There's the bridge in the distance there. You can see it in the fog and the rain. Yay, more traffic. So I'm sitting on this bridge in traffic, and I can feel it like going up and down. Yikes. Okay, another little update here. I got my COVID test results in. So I passed. I am negative. I do not have COVID. And I have all the paperwork I need: passport, COVID test, driver's license, to get across the border. So since it is absolutely pissing down with rain, I think I'm just going to make a run for it. Another 5 hours from here. It's already 3 o'clock, which gets me in like 8 or 9, I guess. But if everything goes well, I just don't want to set up a tent if I don't have to in the rain. The reason I was planning on doing it was because I thought I was going to have to wait longer for the test results, so I needed to kind of loiter in this area. But they came back just like that. So I will be sleeping in Vancouver tonight, hopefully. Check out that boat. That's one way to sail to Canada, right there. I've made it to the border. Let's find my passport. Oh, I'm tired, man. I've been driving since 5 o'clock this morning. It is now 8:45. I'm half an hour away from my sister's house in Vancouver, and just trying to get through the border.
Bonjour.
Vous allez bien?
Do you speak English?
I do. Do you speak French?
I took some French, but I don't remember much.
But you didn't find the right woman if it may have forced you to speak it?
That was the problem. My teacher was she was this beautiful French, like just out of college. It was a scene, man.
You wanted to do extracurricular activities?
Exactly. I don't know, like, this is what they sent me.
Results negative. I got it at the top. Perfect. Did you look at your brand new passport?
I just got it. Did I look at it?
Look how bonkers that printing is. That's all letters, and it's your name, letters and numbers, and they made your face out of it.
Wow. Yeah, this is a brand new one. I kind of like the old one better.
They're pretty cool though. The technologies in it are insane.
What about the cards? Have you seen any of the cards? They offered me one of those.
Yeah, we frequently have them. People like living in Blaine, they use it pretty much like that all the time. It fits in your wallet, so that's perfect.
Yeah, this was like, I was supposed to come over Christmas. My passport was expired, so then I went through this whole rigmarole. Anyway, long story short is here I am.
You're aware that as an American citizen, if you show up with a birth certificate and a photo ID, you can come in?
I did not know that.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's Americans force Canadians to have passports, but
I think honestly it was me getting back in that I was more concerned about.
You're walking back in even if you don't even have an ID on you.
Really?
Yeah. It's like Canadians coming in here. If a Canadian shows up, let's say shit hits the fan, they lose everything, they show up, and as long as they convince me that they're Canadian, they're walking straight up the highway.
Right on.
So it's the same idea as an American. You're American, you have right of entry to your country.
Okay.
So all you have to do is convince an immigration officer why you're coming in.
Uh-huh.
And who you are, and and that's how it goes.
Thanks for the heads up, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, appreciate it. Thank you. Haha! I'm in Canada. Ooh. My brakes are squeaking. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave it there for this video. It's a little, oh God, a little different than normal, but thanks for coming all this way with me to Canada. Maybe I'll do another one on the way back. Maybe I'll stop at some of those places that I didn't get to stop at. Oh my goodness, Jesus. Because of the weather and all that stuff. So anyway, thanks again for watching all the way through. Please like and subscribe if you can. Really, really helps out. And see you next time. Okay, one more sequence. This was what my experience was like coming home. See if you can spot the difference.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Where's home?
Northern California, Occidental.
Take off your glasses, please. Why were you up in Canada?
Visiting my sister.
For how long?
For 10 days.
What's that?
10 days.
10 days. What do you do for work?
I'm a freelance photographer, videographer.
Alright. What are we bringing back?
Nothing.
Any fruits, vegetables, meats?
Nothing.
And you got a lot of something. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that I brought with me. It's a sail from a boat that we were working on, me and my nephews.
Any alcohol, tobacco?
No.
Any guns?
No.
Marijuana?
No.
Money over $1,000?
No.
Fruits, vegetables, meats?
Negative.
No. How much money is coming back into the United States?
Nothing. I didn't take any money.
No?
Yeah. I've just been staying at their house. They live in Vancouver.
Okay. What are we all doing? Just hanging out?
Yep. 3 teenage kids.
All right. 10 days just hanging out? Didn't do anything? No hikes, nothing?
Well, we went to the beach. We took the dog for walks. We like made dinner.
Welcome back home.
Thanks, man. Man, how come Americans are such fucking dicks? God damn it, these guys stress me out. What an asshole. saddest part is that I feel this way every time I go to a checkpoint. But when I go to Canada, for example, super polite. They couldn't be more polite, couldn't be more welcoming. You just feel like they want you to be there. Every time I come back into America, it's like fucking Gestapo shit. Ah, America!